Jerusalem is one of the famous and oldest city in the world, sacred to over 3 billion people. In 1948, when modern Israel was found, Jerusalem became a divided city. The 1967 Arab-Israel War led to the whole city falling into the hand of Israel. This was the start of the vicious occupation that Palestinians face today. The UN and other international bodies state that Jerusalem is neither the property of Israelis or Palestinians. In 1979, Ayatollah Khomeini, the late founder of the Islamic Republic of Iran, initiated ALQUDS Day to express solidarity with the Palestinian people, oppose Zionism and illegal Israeli occupation, especially of Jerusalem.
من از دانشگاه تهران با شما صحبت می‌کنم. در آخرین جمعه ماه مبارک رمضان که با پیام امام خمینی به عنوان روز قدس مشخص کردید، صدها هزار نفر از هممیهنان مسلمان و مبارز ما در صحن دانشگاه تهران و خیابان‌های اطراف گرد آمدند تا بار دیگر همبستگی و اتحاد خود را نشان بدهند و روز قدس را گرامی بدارند.
International ALQUDS Day is marked on the last Friday of the holy month of Ramadan, where people take to the streets to support the Palestinian cause. This year, ALQUDS Day was held on Friday, the 10th of July, straight after the one-year anniversary of Israel's destructive war on Gaza. The Quds Committee organized ALQUDS Day demonstration in London.
We're here because we are coordinating a demonstration that is taking place all over the world. It's Quds Day. It was something that was institutionalized by Ayatollah Khomeini, who called this the Day of the Oppressed and to stand against the oppressor. So that's the basic concept. Because I'm in charge of organizing the day, and I want to make sure that people who want to march and demonstrate on this particular on Quds Day are able to do so, making sure that everything is facilitated for them in order to be able to do that. And I feel that this is a very important responsibility, very important duty for myself and the other volunteers who are actually here to make sure that we're able to facilitate the ability of other people who wish to come and demonstrate and march on this particular issue on Quds Day, that they're able to do so.
Especially designed for protest training.
That's right. They especially designed for that.
Especially designed for that. And how long it takes to build up this and dismantle this?
For 2 days.
2 days.
2 days. Each one.
All right. So you look forward for the day?
Definitely. 100%.
So it's just a profession or a passion?
Professional, yeah.
it's a national day that where most of the countries here they do they protest in the capital streets because they want to show love for Palestine and want to represent for Palestine. That's what they stop the oppression, you know.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Nazim Ali. I'm here for a specific reason and a special reason. Yom ALQUDS 2015 being held, as you can see, in London. The reason why it's important is for many reasons, and one of the main reasons is because it was actually a directive given by the late great Imam Khomeini for us, the Ummah of the Muslims, not for the Shias, not for the Sunnis, but for the Ummah, to come together. It's a point of unity and to speak against oppression and to speak against aggression, against a people who are Mazloom. If we claim to be followers of Imam Hussein, if we claim to be followers of Imam Hujjah, how can we turn our backs on people who are being oppressed? How? For us to start using excuses, or the Palestinians don't support us or everything, well, let me tell you something. Ahl Kufa did not support Imam Hussein, but Imam Hussein still went there. Most of the people at the time didn't support our Imams, but our Imams served. And Imam Hujjah, well, most of us don't actually believe in him the way he deserves to believe in him, but he's still there to help us. Our reason doctor, the reason why we should be here is because we need to show that we will stand for justice, we will stand against the oppressors, and we will stand against oppression, no matter who they are, what they are, and where they are. And unity between Sunnis and Shias is the only way forward, absolutely the only way.
My name is BY KAZIM. I'm 18 years old. I'm currently studying at the moment. And I'm originally from Pakistan, but I live here in the UK. Today's protest is primarily to give a voice to the voiceless, to the people in Palestine who received no justice from the international community for the atrocities that Israel has committed. So it's primarily just to re-strengthen our efforts every single year to make sure that Palestine, the issue of Palestine, is never forgotten. So that's what we're trying to achieve today, just to raise the awareness of Palestine once again.
What do you want the UK government to do something? Do you want something?
Well, the first action the UK government has to do is recognise that Palestine is a state. Many Western countries don't even recognise Palestine as a state. They recognise Israel, but they say Palestine is not a country. So that's the first thing they have to do, is recognise that they are a country, recognise the UN borders that were created, so that they have their own sovereignty in their own country. And that's the first thing the UK government has to do.
Do you think this protest will help you to do this?
Well, any protest against Israel and for Palestine again raises the issue of Palestine, and we need to keep saying that we want Palestine to be raised as a state. And that's something that we have to do as well, to lobby our MPs, to lobby the government and tell them that we do. It's about time to recognise Palestine as a state. So I think this protest is one of many that will help for that cause.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today we are here to celebrate the day of Quds, the day that is being announced by the late leader Imam Khomeini Rizwanullah Ta'ala alayh. Day of Quds is day of oppressed people of the world. It is to stand against all the oppressors. It is a day for the liberation of Palestine. The day of Quds is a day that is symbolically about the Quds and Palestine, but it is a day to stand with all the oppressed people of the world. It is a day to show our unity and stand against disunity. All those who are causing the disunity between the Muslim Ummah, it is the day to stand against them, especially the media that is playing the role to disunite the people, and those televisions that are causing the disunity between the Muslim Ummah. We should discourage and we should denounce all the media and all televisions that are causing the disunity between the Muslim Ummah. Day of Quds is a day of oppressed people, that they have to be united with every color and with every nation. All the people of the world, they have to be united. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
It's been 36 years now. We are demonstrating in the streets and chanting slogans against trial and aggression and occupation. but the result will come, how long it will take, how long we have to suffer, the Palestinians have to suffer a lot, how long?
Yes, it's 1400 years that we are chanting Ya Hussein, and we believe that one day Islam is going to be victorious. And 36 is nothing. We have to continue our struggle, and one day Palestine is going to be free. And we will see that people of the Palestine and oppressed people are going to be winning.
My name is Masood Shajari from Islamic Human Rights Commission. We have gathered here today to commemorate the ALQUDS Day. ALQUDS Day is a universal day of supporting the oppressed, but in the form and in the shape of Palestine. There is really nowhere else, with the exception of probably Kashmir, that for the same period of time, people are systematically being oppressed, systematically finding themselves victims of war crimes. And we need to stand up. But the reality is that also we see the same thing happening elsewhere. There is no difference between the Zionist state of Israel and the Saudis, because they're doing both the same thing, killing innocent people for no reason, no threat to them whatsoever, because they actually want to be part of the oppressors. And that is the reality that we need to stand up for all. But in the shape of the support of Palestine, we should not forget what is happening in Palestine. Because if we forget about the Palestinians, we will forget about everybody else.
What is the significance of this day when you see that ISIS and other terrorist organizations are killing people, beheading people?
Well, Takfiris like Daesh, they are really nothing except a distraction. I mean, really, the reality is they're doing the same thing. They actually are doing exactly the same thing as other oppressors. We should not be distracted by a bunch of fools and a bunch of criminals like Daesh and forget about those who are actually financing Daesh, those who have actually created Daesh. Daesh did not come out of the ground. It was created, was supported, and Zionists are forefront of support of that. We have come together, all of us, Muslim and non-Muslim and others, to say that no matter how much harassment, no matter how much bullying you will do, we will not give up supporting the oppressed Palestinians. That is part of our belief, it's part of our blood. We stand against the oppressors, be it historically against Yazid or be it today's Yazid, which is Zionist.
What's your last message to the community?
Don't fear to stand for the oppressed. Remember Karbala. Those who feared became Ahl Kufa. Come out, stand up, join the struggle against injustice, and stand up for the oppressed.
Thousands of people from all over the country participated to show their solidarity with the people of Palestine.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shakil Chauhan. I'm from Birmingham. I mean, today we will chant slogans to condemn the Israeli settler occupation of Palestine. We will hold placards and we will shout our voices loudly to let the people know that the oppressed people are not alone, that there are people here who know what is going on, and we can voice for them because they do not have a voice.
Shimon Kiz. I'm 21. I'm a student studying for Jewish law. I was born in England. I lived in occupied Palestine for 4 years. Yeah, the conflict is not based on Jews against Muslims or against Palestinians. We're expressing today that we can live in peace, and both sides are against the cruelty which is being experienced by the Palestinians from the Zionists. Today is a march which is to commemorate the occupation of Jerusalem, along with the occupation, colonization of Palestine in general by the Israelis, by the Zionist forces, in which thousands of Palestinian people were killed, their homes were destroyed, and the conflict was created, which has been lasting for the last 67 years. Our role in this protest is to represent the Jewish voice in regards to all of the atrocities which are being done in regards to the occupation.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं इंडिया से आया हूँ। मैं इंडिया में रहता हूँ, इंडिया हैदराबाद में रहता हूँ। मैं ये मार्च में पहली वक्त एंटर करना, इससे पहले भी आया था, 3 साल पहले भी ये मार्च एंटर करा था। मैं वोट था, मगर हमारे मुसलमानों के ऊपर बहुत भारी हसरत और ये पूरे मुसलमानों को हर टाइम मारा जा रहा है। दिन में कहीं कहीं मुसलमानों को मारा जा रहा है, और इजराइल बहुत हमारे ऊपर बहुत जुल्म कर रहे हैं।
We are here to show the solidarity with the Palestinian people who are in problem for about 62 years. He are in open prison, and they want our help, and we need to help. We should help them, and all the oppressed people in the world, we are for them. But now the Palestinian matters have 2 issues. One is Masjid al-Aqsa, and one is the Palestinian people problem. The thing is that the whole idea that many people are against it, and they want to ban it. But the problem is that if we ban it, so the Israeli state will be there instead of Palestine. That if we ban it, because of that lot of outcry that we should ban. If we ban it, then the Israeli will be there, and this is the gateway. When Israel will be there, then they will come to Lebanon. Then, as Israeli said, Nile to Euphrates, from Nile to Euphrates. So we don't want that. That's why we are here to support the Palestinians.
Rabbi Jacob Wise, and I'm 43 years old, and I'm a rabbi. I lecture and I'm a researcher.
ALQUDS 2015 London, can you hear me?
Yes!
Are you sure?
Yes!
Carry on talking.
Okay. We are here today. We are here today because once a year we come here to show our Jewish solidarity with the Palestinian people, which is ALQUDS Day, Jerusalem Day. Jerusalem is the heart of the Holy Land, the heart of Middle East, the heart of the world. The suffering started from ALQUDS Day in 1948 with ethnic cleansing of Palestine. And we as Jews come here to condemn what's happening in Palestine by the so-called Israeli state.
What is your role?
Our role here to demonstrate to the world this is not a religious issue regarding Palestine, regarding the suffering of people in Gaza. This is not a religious issue, this is a human issue. Where all religions, all faith come together, stand for humanity. People are suffering on a daily basis for decades and decades. Their basic rights are taken away. by Israel, with the support of the countries around, with support of European Union, United States. We are devastated as Jews. We Jews are calling out in the name of Judaism. This has to stop. In the interest of Jewish people, this has to stop, as well as for the interest of Palestinian people. It's nothing to do with anti-Judaism, anti-Jewish people, because we are we're all brothers together in religion. We all stand for peace, we all stand for justice, we all stand for humanity, we all stand for respect for one another. It doesn't matter which religion you are, you have to respect God's creations. And this is a terrible embarrassment which is happening in our name.
Thousands and millions! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! You will see, you will see!
The massacre of women and children in Gaza, the land and sea blockade for 2 decades, and the prevention of humanitarian aid to the Palestinian people, the forceful building of settlements in Palestinian lands are all abuses and torments caused by the Zionist Israeli regime against the oppressed and defenseless people of Palestine.
Takbir! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! Come on, we're here for a reason. Let's make that reason count. 1, 2, 3, 4! 5, 6, 7, 8! Our next speaker is Mike Cushman. He comes from an organization called Jews for Boycotting Israeli Goods. Some cheers. I said, woo-woos, come on, Mike Cushman.
Salam alaikum and shalom. I'm here because it's not Jews versus Muslims and Christians in Palestine, but it's all of us against Zionist, colonialist occupation and oppression. I stand here in the shadow of the US Embassy, 40 years since I got beaten up in this square by the police for protesting Vietnam. And I think about Obama's promised critical stance towards Israel. Well, that didn't last very long, did it? He vetoed yet another resolution calling attention to Israel's crimes only last week. We cannot trust them. And when we see Hillary Clinton writing to rich Jewish backers saying, I oppose BDS, I stand with Israel all the way. Given how the mood of the Democratic Party in America is moving, she has decided that supporting Israel is more important than being elected president. Now that's a strange set of priorities for any politician. It shows us how far the corruption of thought stands. Out Shema Yisrael. This means, hear, O Israel. And I say, hear, O Israel, free, free Palestine!
Thank you, Mike Cushman. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. A pleasure. Moving straight into our next speaker. For Mike Napier, come on, hands together.
Thanks very much, friends.
People say, does Israel have the right to exist? Well, let me tell you something. There's a few million people up in Scotland who don't think that the UK has a right to exist. And we don't want to see it continue in its present form. And that's because we are Democrats and we want to go forward and we want to escape from the misery that's been inflicted upon us. States come and go. Nobody said the Soviet Union has a right to exist. Czechoslovakia has a right to exist. Any state has a right to exist. It's complete nonsense. And especially a state based upon the mass murder of the natives, their expulsion and their replacement with Zionist Jews from around the planet. Then they have elections, they call that democracy. Decent people call it genocide, not democracy. And I want to say to Muslim friends here today, this is not a Muslim issue. Maybe the Muslims burn more brightly, but all the opinion polls show Israel is despised, is held in great suspicion by the great majority of people across Britain and across Europe and across the world. And I'm not saying that because I want to believe it. In 2006, the EU did an opinion poll. 59% of people from Lithuania to Ireland said Israel was the greatest threat to world peace. The EU apologized to the Israelis for the opinions of their people. Those opinions have been ratified time after time after time. Israel's no longer a pariah state, it's a polecat state.
This march was started to commemorate the siege of Jerusalem of Quds by the Israelis and to commemorate in general the occupation of Palestine, a land which once was home to millions of Palestinians and tens of thousands of Jews and Christians who all live together in harmony. Everyone knows Palestinian people treasure hospitality and kindness and charity. And now for 67 years this state, which is causing so much bloodshed, has been standing. This march will continue until we see the dismantlement of this state. Netanyahu and the other political leaders, their religious puppets in the parliament and all of the other religious, the militant commanders in the army need to be put behind bars like any other war criminal needs to be put behind bars.
Let's hear it for Rabbi Shimon, please, put your hands together. Thank you, Rabbi Shimon.
All praises to the one who demolishes the evils of the world. And our blessings upon the people, those who stand for the peace and unity. Today, in this demonstration, we are together, united, regardless of every faith, regardless of any nation, regardless of any color, but we are all got together, Muslims, Christians, Jews, and from the rest of the faith. They got together to stand against the evils of the world. Those evils of the world have created a state that is state of terrorism. It's really unfortunate that in their news they say that they are standing against the terrorism. They are making the laws against the terrorism, but at the same time they are making the states of terrorism. They are supporting state of terrorism. But today they are being failed. Their agenda, their plots are being failed because we can see that people of the world, they are standing against them. Today the people of the world, they have shown their unity. You can move anywhere in the world. Even in the United States, 18 states were standing. In 18 states, people, they were standing together against the evils of the world, against the American plot to support the Israel, against the British plot to support the Israel. Today we are standing in Britain, in London. We are denouncing all those who are supporting the Israel. They want to hide and they want to say they would like to make a state that is going to be international state. But let us see, is Israel an international state or Palestine an international state? Brothers and sisters, by saying today that free Palestine, we made Palestine an international state, a global state. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Raise your hand and say all together, free
Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Let us say all together one more time. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Thank you very much, Ghulam Warshabiri. Let's make some noise for Brother Ghulam Warshabiri. Come on. Thank you.
I would like to thank all of you. I would like to also to thank all the volunteers who've been working so hard. The issue of Manchester, I do apologize. I've been on the phone all last night, all this morning. Inshallah, next year we will have them in force with us as usual. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The popularity of Al-Quds Day helps to show how people from all walks of life appreciate Iran's firm stance in liberation of Palestine, and more importantly the vision of late Sayyid Khomeini in supporting the oppressed and fighting against the oppressors.